Hey guys, let's talk today about my current EDC. Haven't done one of these in a long time, probably about 6 months. Of course, it's one of those questions you get all the time when you run a channel is, what are you carrying? So what I want to show you is what I actually 100% carried today. This is what was in my pocket at the end of the day. Now, the only thing excluded from this is firearm because I don't carry and can't carry by law for work, so it's not on the table. Even though I do carry it whenever I leave the house, I can't bring it with me to work, so it's not here. But it is a part of my EDC, so to say, technicality. Alright, so we'll get a few things out of the way first. This is not my current phone. This is actually my last phone. I'm currently filming with the current phone, which is the Droid Moto Z-Force, which really good filming. Lets you use lapel mics, all that. Really help with my video quality. It's a little bit bigger than this old Droid Turbo, but not much. I carry one of these fancy designer handkerchiefs. You know, they're really more of a pocket square. Just comes in handy for a lot of things, especially having a baby in the house. It makes for a kind of instant burp cloth or nose wiper or just whatever I need it for around the house, not to mention just out on the road as well. It's just a very handy thing for when you're, when you live life on the road, guys. It's, you tend to do a lot of eating in your car and doing things, and you kind of need that. It's very nice to have in your pocket at all times. Field notes. I really like these thin side fold field notes. The cherry I really like as well. It's got kind of a nice texture to it. It's very nice in the pocket. This one's been in my pocket for a while now, and it's really not that beat up. I like how thin it is. It goes well in a combo with, as you can see, the phone, the handkerchief, and that goes very well in the pocket together. I'm very happy with that combination, and usually that'll end up in my right pocket. Right pocket also will be pocket knife as well, and right now I'm carrying the Esee Zancudo in D2. It's I'm really into D2, and all these nice budget blades in D2 have just been fabulous. So I've been switching through a couple of knives, but this is the one that's been sticking with me lately, because I really don't have any others I'm testing at the time, so this one's the one that just has caught my fancy. So that one stays in the right pocket, clipped in. Typically my left pocket is going to be my Maxpedition little micro wallet, which has just enough to keep what I need for a daily basis. I've definitely pared down from the big old Maxpedition, so that is a nice downgrade. Left pocket, typically I carry my flashlight, which right now is the Klarus M17. I'm really digging this, just how bright it is, the fact that it's got that lockout so I don't have to worry about it turning on. I've already reviewed it, but I'm still carrying it, which is a sign of a great flashlight. If I'm not carrying that, oftentimes I'll go shirt pocket carry, and I'll carry something like maybe this little BLF 348, maybe the Ultratech K18. I like those green lights, guys. Olight. Yeah, this little guy in copper. That gets into my pockets quite often. Lumen Top Worm. I really like it because of the deep carry clip on this. Very good for front shirt pocket carry. Every once in a while, if I'm really feeling like I need to beat someone over the head, I carry this copper Astrolux. Real heavy, real big. No pocket clip, but it's great for like that fifth pocket or something like that. So I do rotate flashlights pretty often, but I typically tend to stick to double A's if they're going in my pocket, or triple A's if they are not being clipped and just loose in the pocket, or shirt pocket carry. 9 times out of 10 I carry the Parker Jotter with a space pen refill, because it's lightweight. It's very lightweight and doesn't weigh me down. I have way too much heavy gear as is, so that's a big bonus not to have that extra weight. And plus, with the space pen refills, it really just, when I'm out, if I'm in the cold, the rain, whatever, that with the combination of the field notes, I can pretty much write anywhere, anytime. I can leave people notes on their doors. I do a lot of visits at people's homes. Sometimes I have to leave notes. I can pretty much any condition write and leave a note for somebody without worrying about getting wet or ripped or something like that. It's really tough, really good for what I do for my job. I've been carrying this little Sanrenmu slip joint. It's a little $2 slip joint because it's $2. It's very convenient. just to open for little things when you don't want to scare people with a big knife, especially like if you're not supposed to have a knife somewhere, you know, and you pull out that, you're less likely to get a negative response than you are when you snap out, you know, that kind of knife. So I do carry that. Sometimes I'll carry it shirt pocket. Sometimes I'll carry it in my fifth pocket of my pants or in a cargo pants, you know, someplace. Sometimes I'll just kind of loose in a pocket, and I'm cool with that. I tend to go with that quite often just because it is a nice small knife, and it's a lockback, so I can hand it to anyone without worrying about, you know, like you hand a liner lock to some people, they're not going to know what they're going to do. They're going to hand you back the knife open. Ugh, I hate that, especially at work when someone in the office needs to borrow a knife. You know, then you come back and you find an open knife on your desk and you're like, oh my God. So sometimes a little slip joint is a very nice office friend because anyone can manage it. All right, keys. A lot of cool stuff on the keys, a lot of duplication here. Night Court tip. Very nice little keychain light. Had this on there since before Christmas, so it's got about 6-7 months. Still not too bad of shape. You know, a lot of wear on the finish, but not too bad. This little Sanrenmu knife. I know right here we're tripling up on the knives, but the fact is I like my keys to be on their own. You know, that way if I do walk out the door without a knife and a flashlight, I got those things just on my key. So if I do just run down to the corner store, bam, I do have those things. This little thing here is very handy for when you want to clip your keys onto a pocket for quick retrieval. One of these little Sanrenmu multi-tools. You know, it's got the little pry bar, nail puller, you know, cap opener, some... These I've used in the office, tightening up office furniture. Lots of times you'll find office furniture uses nuts like that, and usually they're small, 1/4 inch, something like that. So this is very handy when it comes to office furniture to use as a backer. You know, sometimes when you're tightening something, they have those, you know, nuts to use to... Bleh, lost track of that one. I still use these little Night Eyes locking S-beaners. I've had 0 problems with them. They've been on there for probably well over a year at this point. Little was that P38 can opener, just kind of taped closed. Had that forever. Only used it a handful of times, but hey, you know, I got my locks to my gun safe for my car, and a little cable lock that I keep in my car. That way, if I am ever out with a firearm and I need to safe it, I do have those with me at all times. That's pretty much it for keys. You know, aside from a couple little fancy things like that, really nothing too amazing on the keys. Oh, and my handcuff key. Sometimes I do security work on the side. So that's always nice to have. That way I don't forget it or lose one, and I just have a spare for when I am doing that kind of work. So as you can see, a lot of redundancy when it comes to knives and flashlight. You know, I've really gotten away from carrying a lighter as part of my EDC. I just very, very, very rarely use one, and I have, like, literally they're in my desk, they're in my car. You know, I have them pretty much everywhere. I've got multiples in my car, multiples in my desk at work. They're available to me, so I just kind of feel like I'm just wasting pocket space by carrying one. I'm really not going to be in some miracle survival situation where I'm going to be away from my car, away from my desk, or not have the opportunity to grab things out of either of them. You know, I live on the road, so lots of times it tends to be a lot of eating, things like that on the road. So I do have that capability, of course, to take notes, record things, my phone. You know, I do have some extra little supplies in my wallet as well. I do have a little Fresnel lens and a little signal mirror in there. So I have a lot of things. You know, I can open cans, I can open bottles, multiple flashlights, you know, that kind of stuff, all right in the pocket. It's really what I need to get around day by day, and typically I use the things in my pocket every day. I typically use a flashlight every day. I typically use a knife every day. I try to keep things that I use every day and eliminate those things that I don't use every single day, with the exception of some of the keychain tools, but those are just really nice to have. They're small, they're lightweight. I dabble with a lot of things like screwdrivers and all that, but, you know, I just don't use them every day. And to keep weight down, to keep things, you know, how they should be, this is what I settled on. This is what I carried today, actually in the pocket carry, no BS. So hope you guys enjoyed. That's the 2017 EDC.